Hello everyone, I'm Thomas Taking Play / Taking Long fan here, and today you're watching my first ever video I ever uploaded to YouTube on my first ever YouTube account that I made recently. So here it is. It's big, not big, but it's spread out. I have almost all the destinations, which are my play sets. I only need a few more, but I purchased just two more play sets that I need, which I'll show it to you guys, in my first update video of my layout here. So this what I got so far. I'm gonna get more play sets, trains and rolling stock, especially some more track to connect them all. And I built this layout with the destinations close to each other, just to do the space I'm working with right here, until I can get a bigger house with an extra room. I could put the destinations far away from each other, and probably going to make my very own Scarlet Railway. When I moved into a bigger house with an extra room that's big. Anyway, let's start at Tim's Sheds here. Here at Tim's Sheds we have Henry, Bertie, Sir Tom Pat, Gordon, Thomas, James, Percy, Terrence, Trevor, and Edward all here around the turntable. And we take Edward's line, it'll go around the bend, and into the scrapyard we see Reg working hard. Here's Whiff and Scruff working hard as well. And if you don't want to go to the scrapyard, it'll go straight past the Sword Shipping Company building to where Norman and Sydney are. So here's Sydney and Norman at the switch, and here's Sydney pulling in fog cars in this loop right here by that intersection there. And if an engine Jim wants to get out of that loop, they'll go this way to Farmer McCall's farm. Where we see Billy. So this is kind of a reference to Don't Be Silly Billy. And then you continue on these loops right here, past the ice cream factory to where Molly is pulling the line car at the Sutter Airport, where we see Bulgy, Harold, George, Stephanie, and Jeremy. And this is a Trapmaster Jeremy that I have once I got the airport playset here. But don't worry, I'm gonna get a ticket along on Jeremy once I get paid again. If it takes Stephanie's line, it'll go around the bend to Maithwaite Station, which I'll get at in a sec. And when you get to that T-switch right here at the airport, it'll do the same thing. No matter which way you come from left or right, you'll end up going to the other side of Maithwaite Station by the post office right there. So here at Maithwaite Station we have Arthur and Charlie. And here in Charlie's line goes into Ulster Castle. Let me fix that track. There. There. Where was I? If you take Charlie's line, you can come to Ulster Castle, where we see Connor, Millie, Caitlin, and Steven. Then the engines who first appeared in King of the Railway. There's Samson, Spencer. You also have D261 and Diesel 199 here as well. There's Jack and Alfie, Isabella and Byron. We have Max and Monty nearby, near the Clay Works, which I'll get that in a moment. Oops, oh dear. Another track piece had came off, and I accidentally dumped the treasure right here. Here we go. If you take, and if you, and if you don't want to go into Ulster Castle here, you'll go straight to another switch, which will lead to the castle wall sign where Spencer is. And if you don't want to go there, you'll go straight around the bend into Knapford Station. So here at Knapford Station, here's Oliver, Daisy, Duck, and Ryan. We have Kelly and Patrick off to the side there. And Duck is pulling Annie and Clarabelle because Thomas is at the sheds. And if you take Ryan's line, you'll come to the switch right there. You can either go straight, or you could go this way into the Dieselworks. So here at Dieselworks, we have Diesel 10. There's Dennis up there, probably pretending that there's something wrong with him since he's a lazy diesel engine. We have Den and Dart at the Southern Ironworks. We have Airy and Bird down there, and it ends at a loop right there when you exit. So, when a diesel gets repaired, they could exit the Diesel Works where Diesel 10 is out from the right side of the Diesel Works until you get to the T-switch right here. You can either go left to where Diesel is by the barrel loader with Elizabeth, or the Diesel could go this way on the left side of the Diesel Works and into Knapford Station. And if you take Duck's line, if you take Oliver's line, it'll go around the bend and into the docks. So we have Salty the Dockside Diesel and Porter here as well, our engines who work here. And here's Murdoch by the loading crane as well. The track that he was on goes around the bend into the Blue Mountain quarry, which I'll get to that in a moment. Here's the loading crane, loading Bolstro there. We have Cranky, of course. We have Harvey with the breakdown train, Rosie along, and Hank along. By the key right there at this small T switch there. If you take Hank's line, you'll go to the China Clay Works. So outside the China Clay Works, we have Mavis, Neville, and Fergus probably having a conversation. And here is the inside of the China Clay Works. We have Gator, especially our Solar China Clay Company engines, Bill, Ben, and Timothy. And here's Marion, the steam shovel works here as well. And that's Max and Monty, which I already showed you. And if you if you want to get out of the Clay Works, you can either once you depart this tunnel right here, you can either go left to where Mavis is, or you could go this way and towards docks. And once an engine goes left right here, where my finger is, they'll go right to where Fergus is, to the switch, and into the Misty Island tunnel, which I'll lead to Misty Island right here. So here in Misty Island we have Old Wheezy, the Shake Bridge, the detailing of the trees, especially the detailing of the cabinet or sawmill, whatever you want to call it. And we also have Bash, Dash, and Ferdinand, the engines who work and live here. And the line that Ferdinand's on comes in a loop right here, which leads to the other side, to to the Misty Island tunnel right there. And let's take a look at the Search and Rescue Center. Here we have Belle, Rocky, Butch, Flynn, and Captain. Remember that Harold is in here because Harold is working at the Sora Airport. And let me show you guys that this is water over here. Because we have Captain here. And there's Bolster there, of course. That this entire area is water. And let me show you where the water ends right here. This water ends right here, where my finger is dragging. That's water right there. Or right there. And I hope you guys get it. Because you'll see while I'm making some stop motions videos. And anyway, and once you come out of the tunnel here, you can either go to the Giant Clay Works or to the docks. And if you don't want to go to the Clay Works or docks, you'll go this way on the switch, where we could see Donald and Douglas with a couple of Trumps and trucks, and Hector, of course, in the middle. And their line continues on to Ulster Mine over there. So here in Ulster Mine, here's Skiff. It looks, that means Slayer John is here. And it looks like Slayer John is here to find any lost treasure in the mine. This is a little reference to Solar Sunshine and Lost Treasure. And if we take Skiff's line right here, it'll go around the bend and go straight around another bend and into the side of the mine right there. And then go around the bend again until you get to the back of the castle. And the same thing here, if you start on the other side here at the gate, it'll go around the bend to the back of the castle right there. So, there's one more area that I didn't cover. There's two more areas that I didn't cover yet. Let me show you the Blue Mountain Quarry, where I put all my narrow gauge engines. Here in the Blue Mountain Quarry, the narrow gauge engines who are here that I got for now are Scarloey, Bernays, Sir Handel, Peter Sam, Rusty, Duncan, Freddie, Mighty Mac, and Coldy, who's on Madge. And we have Luke at the top right there. We also have Thumper there. There's Paxton, of course. So that's the entire. So that's that's the Blue Mountain Quarry. Right? And let's take a look at Steamworks right here. The last area that I'm going to show you guys. So here are the entrances to Steamworks. We have Stafford, Hero, and Winston was a top hat who's probably came here to make sure all of his engines are okay. And we have Kevin and Stanley at the solar engine lift. Stanley is here for some repairs, and Kevin has asked him what's wrong, and we also have Victor by the paint station. We have Emily and Toby, of course, who are Toby right here, who are talking to Victor that they need a repaint or repairs. And that's the entire the layout here that I made. And once I moved into a bigger house, I could make a Scarloey Railway like one day. Once we move into a bigger house, after this pandemic. But don't worry, it'll do its job of making stop motions and more. I hope you guys like it. Good, and feel free to subscribe and stay safe.